Hey everybody, Gunnar and I are checking in from the goat yard again today. It's February 12th. Not a great day. I had a couple clients this morning, so I really only worked for a couple of hours. And even after that, it's like feeling like you have the flu. Wicked lethargic, body aches, a slight bit of nausea, just don't feel well at all, no motivation. And just had a little bit of lunch, which was fish, Brussels sprouts, a handful of pistachios for some healthy fat, teeny bit of fruit for dessert, and neuropathy in the feet. It's like walking on shards of glass. I just feel like crap. Went for my first consult today with Dr. Pausty in La Mesa. It went very well. Super nice guy, great bedside manner. Some concern regarding my particular situation is I have what they call somastia, which means that when the last set of implants were put in, the surgeon put the implants kind of too close together inside my chest. So the capsules that the implants are inside of within the chest wall have kind of merged together, and what happens is normally, your skin sits against your chest wall, like in between your chest there, and mine has lifted. So that skin is going to have to be reattached to my chest wall once the implants are removed, and once they kind of do some reconstruction to hopefully leave me with at least somewhat attractive smaller breasts. So it's going to be a little more complicated than the normal surgery. But he's going to analyze my photos, and I'm going to see him again next week and discuss it a little bit further. Kind of wanted to share with you that even though I know that this is the right thing to do, that I need to do this, letting go of my implants is very difficult for me. I've had them for 28 years, so most of my adult life, this is the body that I've known, and I have to let go of that. And it's funny because I'm not really worried about what anybody else thinks about what I look like, in my clothes and whatever. Like, I'm not worried about that. And the fear I have is what I'm gonna feel like when I look at myself in the mirror, and the fear of being disgusted by what I see. There's a real insecurity there, I guess I didn't realize how intense it was until I was put in the situation where I had to take away something that I guess I had a lot more attachment to than I realized. And I do know that it's all for good, but it is very hard to let go of something. I mean, they've become a part of me, and so it's hard. This is very hard. So the same breakdown that I'm having now, I had in the doctor's office when the nurse was showing me some of the before and after pictures, and I started visualizing what I was possibly going to look like without the larger breasts, and it scared the crap out of me. But what was so amazing was the nurse came in and she said, there's this lady that's in the waiting room who just had surgery last week, and she's here to get her drains out. Would you be willing to let her come in and speak with you? So Alisa was her name, and she came in, and God, she was so amazing and crazy how she, like myself, very strong Christian, a very strong relationship with Jesus, which was huge. Like, it just let me know that God was in my corner in that moment of just complete meltdown when I was just bawling my eyes out, that he was there to save me with her. So she came in and explained her experience with Dr. Pausty, and her experience going into this, and her own insecurities of having smaller breasts again, and all of it. We had a very similar story as far as the insecurity part of it. And she kind of gave me some tips on how to just embrace this and be comfortable with it, and of course to continue to be heavy in prayer, which I already am, but you know, she just reiterated that to me, and it was amazing. It was really amazing. So I'm glad I met her. I know that now we can go through this together. You know, she's just post-explant. She also had some major health issues with her bladder. Several years ago, she had to have a full hysterectomy because she basically was hemorrhaging all the time and full of fibroids and just all kinds of health issues. The chronic fatigue, she said, was insane. She literally had to stop working. She's a hairdresser and could not work anymore. And I explained to her that my work is getting harder and harder, that over the past year plus, I'm just circling the drain and everything is just getting worse and worse. And she said she's lived it. She's a week out from surgery, and when she woke up from surgery, she said she had more energy than she's had in 10 years after major surgery. She said her energy levels are incredible. I mean, she's had, you know, some days where she's obviously a little more tired, but she's also healing from major surgery, but she said it is just completely different than when she went in. She showed me a picture before and after of her face, where when she went in, and she's fit like me and thin, and never realized that her face was swollen because it's a face she's looked at for umpteen years. But to see the comparison, there was a side-by-side of her face prior to going into surgery and her face right after surgery, and it looked like she lost 30 pounds. It was all inflammation. Her whole face was swollen all these years, and she didn't even realize it. She just thought that was her face. And now she's got this glow and structure, bone structure, and she looks amazing. So, wow. So that story helps. Those stories help to make this easier. It is not going to be easy. Period. And leading up to that day, it is going to probably get harder and harder and a little more scary, but I will continue to pray, and I know that God is with me in this. And like Graham, my husband, who is so incredibly supportive, and I'm so blessed for that. He keeps telling me to remember how I'm going to feel on the other side of this. Like, I'm hopefully going to feel so good, and the pain is going to be gone, and the fatigue is going to be gone, and all these things that my breasts being gone are going to just not matter, because everything else that's gone is literally stripping me of my life and my ability to do what I love. I mean, I'm out here doing the goat yard, and it's hard work now because it's just, everything is hard. Everything is an effort. So that's me for today. Tomorrow's another consult. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to setting a surgery date soon. I'm terrified, all in that same positive mind that I'm sharing with you. There is definitely some fear. I know I'll get through it, but I also want to be real. This is no joke. Thanks for listening, as always, and all of you that are following my journey. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you spreading awareness. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Bye.